Every once in a while, we are lucky enough to witness fantastic young players break onto the scene while they try to make a name for themselves. The league seems to be getting younger and younger every year, so as we head into a new era of NFL football, here is our list of the most talented players under 25 years old. Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson caught 4 touchdowns and almost 300 yards in his semi-final game at LSU, went on to win the college football championship, and hasn't looked back. The Minnesota Vikings drafted the wide receiver 22nd overall.
With the 22nd pick in the 2020 draft, Justin Jefferson.
And as Jefferson was the 5th wide receiver taken, the Vikings sure seem to have gotten one of the biggest steals of all time. The former Tiger has been in the league for 3 years and has averaged almost 1,500 yards and 8 touchdowns each of those seasons. But the stats aren't even the craziest part of Jefferson's game. His highlight reel of spectacular catches took the league by storm, including the already famous one-handed catch on 4th and long against the Bills.
There's no way!
Jefferson is only 24 years old and is rumored to be signing one of the biggest wide receiver deals to stay in Minnesota. No matter who throws the ball, you can expect Jefferson to come down with it for years. Micah Parsons, America's team. There was a time when the Dallas Cowboys could proudly wear that title. 5. Their Super Bowl titles put them in the top 3 of total titles, but the most recent ring was in 1996. Since then, 27 years of irrelevance and 4 playoff wins in the last 23 years. They signed their mediocre quarterback to a $160 million contract because he fit the brand of Cowboys football and has won 1 playoff game since then. Most people would agree that Gun Buns would be better off making the decisions, and we've all seen how he runs his team. Not good. A lot of negatives adding up led to the Cowboys being the butt of many jokes among fans and on social media, but there is one thing nobody is laughing about: Micah Parsons. The Cowboys took Parsons with the 12th overall pick in the 2021 draft, and he has been unstoppable ever since. In his first 2 years playing on the Cowboys' defense, he has racked up 26.5 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries, and over 100 solo tackles. Having a massive presence on the D-line is huge for a defense. You're able to get to the quarterback quicker, taking more attention from other offensive linemen, and possibly the most significant factor, striking fear in your opponents. The Cowboys announced they will move Parsons to the D-line full-time, so he should be even more active in the backfield now. Parsons was graded a 91.6 on PFF, below only Myles Garrett and above Nick Bosa. The 24-year-old is virtually unblockable with a rare combination of speed and strength, and the Cowboys should do whatever it takes to lock this franchise player down for as long as they can. Sauce Gardner sure was confident coming into the NFL after being drafted 4th overall by the New York Jets. "I'm the best player in the draft," was Sauce's message on Twitter, now known as X, to all the GMs and teams lining up to make their picks. 1 year later, he sure seems to be delivering on his promise. According to PFF, Sauce had an overall grade of 87.9. To put that in perspective, that's better than Jalen Ramsey, 86.4, Patrick Surtain, 86.8, and Stephon Gilmore, 79.1, who are all very respected cornerbacks in the league. His 2 interceptions on the season might make you question his ball hawk abilities, but to be frank, quarterbacks just didn't throw his way. Out of his 642 coverage snaps, Sauce was only targeted on 74 of those. The number of completed passes out of those 74 targets? 34. To come into New York with a well-known brutal media market and do what Sauce did as a rookie cemented himself as a staple on the Jets' defense and a shutdown corner in the league for the foreseeable future. Tristan Wirfs. Skills positions seem always to get all the love, but not on this channel. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl in 2021, and much of that credit goes to Tom Brady. Rightfully so, I mean, he is the GOAT. But another huge part of that win? Offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs. In that Super Bowl season, the rookie started every game, played 1,280 snaps, and allowed only a single sack. Even more impressive? Just 1 penalty. Things may be going downhill for Tampa Bay ever since Tom Brady left, but that doesn't mean Wirfs' game would drop off. The offensive tackle only allowed 2 sacks in the 22-23 season on 931 snaps. The offensive tackle is in charge of protecting against edge rushers. As the edge rusher position becomes more skilled, you will want someone trustworthy to neutralize that advantage. He may not be flashy, but Tristan Wirfs is the exact type of player you want holding down your line. Tom Brady said it best. He's young, mature, and he does his job at a high level. You can't ask for anything more than that. Creed Humphrey. If you want a rock-solid center, look no further than this 24-year-old out of Oklahoma. Creed Humphrey has been as reliable as you could hope for a rookie. PFF has given him elite scores in the high 80s, low 90s in both of his seasons with the Chiefs, and despite playing in almost 2,500 snaps, Humphrey has only given up 1 sack and fewer than 30 pressures. This number seems almost impossible with the amount of talent that we know is on the other side of the ball and how strong defensive linemen are getting, but Creed continues to be a workhorse. Going into Kansas City's Super Bowl matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles, there were a lot of question marks. The Eagles had the most sacks in the regular season that year, and all the eyes were on the offensive line to see how they would handle it. Humphrey and the rest of the offensive line shut the outside noise off quickly by allowing 0 sacks and taking the Lombardi Trophy home. Building your offensive line is one of the most crucial parts of building a team, and it starts with a center. Kansas City got themselves a steal in the second round by picking Humphrey up, and they hope he'll be around to protect Patrick Mahomes for as long as possible. Trevor Lawrence. Since he was 13 years old, Trevor Lawrence has had all the eyes on him. He didn't lose a single game in high school and then followed that up with a stunning 38-2 record in college at Clemson. As a true freshman, he led his Clemson Tigers to a national championship and was named the offensive MVP. And he didn't stop there. Trevor would take his team back to the college football playoffs 3 times, finished as runner-up for the Heisman Trophy, and won 3 ACC championships. To simplify it, all this dude does is win. He was the first overall pick in the NFL draft to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and his tenure didn't start off on the best foot. Getting draft number 1 overall means your team needs significant help, add in poor coaching hires, and things do not look great. But we are a few years removed from Trevor's rookie year and things are heading back up. Super Bowl winning coach Doug Peterson brought in a winning culture and the team appears to have bought in. Trevor finally has stability, weapons around him, and confidence moving forward. He took his team to the 2022-23 playoffs and met Mahomes, only losing by a single possession. If you give this young quarterback a team around him and time to learn and grow, it would be to nobody's surprise if Trevor picks right back up at doing exactly what he knows how to: winning. Football fans can be confident that the league is in good hands as the number of star young players continues to grow, but who did we forget about? Who do you wish your team didn't pass on in the draft? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any new content, and let us know which NFL game you have circled on your calendar as the season begins. Let's get ready to watch some football.